Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Yo Crypto. In today's video, we're going over all the ways to get critical rate in MapleStory N. Critical rate is one of the most important stats in the game because it determines how often your attacks deal critical hits, which significantly do more damage. The first section we're going to talk about today is going to be our hyperstats, and this is going to be the most accessible to most users. At level 10, you're able to get 15% critical rate. The next source of critical rate is going to be through our legendary ability. I would only recommend getting critical rate if it's on the second or third line because we want to reserve the first line for a damage source such as boss damage or attack speed +1. The next source of crit rate I want to talk about is going to be from our link skills. The way link skills work is that any characters that are level 70 or level 120 will give you link skills. What link skills do is that they give you a certain stat line or effect for your whole account. In this example, the two archers give 4% critical rate each, totaling up to 8% critical rate. This is extremely accessible for most players to have because you can just train the characters up yourself or buy them. The next source of critical rate I want to talk about is going to be through our equipment. You can roll critical rate lines on your weapon, emblem, and secondary. However, it's not something you should be prioritizing. If you so happen to hit it during your enhancement process, you can settle with the line or use it if you so happen to hit something good alongside it. The last part I want to talk about with our equipment is the glove. The gloves are special because they are able to roll a skill called Decent Sharp Eyes. As long as you aren't an archer or you aren't in a party with an archer, you can benefit from this skill. It's extremely strong because it gives you 10% critical rate and 8% critical damage. Now, the last source of critical rate I want to talk about is going to be through our NFT collection. This is probably the least accessible one for most players because it's expensive and time consuming to fill out the whole thing. However, in the first 4 levels, you're able to get 2% critical rate, which means you have to register 40 items. If you're looking towards the later future in the game, it's possible to get 20% critical rate, but you very likely need to fill out nearly the whole collection to be able to obtain it. And that's it for today, guys. Those are currently all the sources of critical rate in the game. There are more sources coming in the future, so stay tuned for those updates. Catch you guys in the next one.